If you want to grow as a musician, improve your songwriting, your playing, and your consistency, but you constantly feel distracted, there's a reason for that. Focus. And without focus, deep work is impossible. And without deep work, growth becomes slow. So in this video, we're talking about how to focus better and how to eliminate distractions. Hey everyone, Mark here. In this video we're talking about deep work, a concept popularized by Cal Newport. I came across it a couple of years ago and I realized something. I wasn't lacking time back then, which I thought I was. I was lacking focus. And since then I've also read books like Stolen Focus by Johann Hari and Indistractable by Nir Eyal. And they all point out to the same problem. We are more distracted than ever. And as a musician, that's a huge issue because without focus, we can't create, we can't improve, and we certainly can't practice deep work, which is necessary in a live situation or a recording session, you name it. So let's start by defining what deep work really is and why it matters. In simple terms, deep work is the ability to focus intensely without distraction. Sounds simple, right? But how often do we actually do that? When was the last time you sat down and worked on a song or a technique or a project for 2 hours straight without checking your phone? To be honest, I still struggle with this to this day. So according to Cal Newport, deep work comes down to two core abilities. First, the ability to quickly master hard things. And second, the ability to produce at an elite level in both quality and speed. So for us musicians, the first one is essential, whether it's writing a new song, learning a new technique, or developing skills like recording or producing. All of that requires deep, focused work. And the second one becomes especially important when it comes down to output. Writing songs, creating content, releasing music. All of that demands consistency and quality. And without focus, both of these become almost impossible. So how do we actually get there? In the next chapters, I'll share what helped me improve my focus and how you can apply it yourself. Let your mind become a lens thanks to the converging rays of attention. That's a quote from the book The Intellectual Life that stuck with me. As Cal Newport puts it, learning requires intense concentration. And there's a concept closely related to deep work, and that is deliberate practice. Or in other words, focused intentional practice. It comes down to two key components. First, your full attention on one specific skill you want to improve or master. And second, feedback, so you can adjust and get better. So let's take songwriting as an example. If inspiration hits, that's great. Then you're in flow state and things just happen. But most of the time, that's not the case, at least for me. I have to sit down and work for it. And that might mean writing without inspiration, observing situations, or simply allowing my mind to wander. But in all of these cases, your attention needs to stay on the process. And that's the hard part today, because we're constantly distracted. And the second part, feedback, is just as important. And that could be a teacher, a friend, or someone you trust and respect. Not someone who sugarcoats your work. Someone who helps you improve and challenges you, like a coach. Because without feedback, you're just repeating yourself. And none of this matters if your focus and your attention is constantly interrupted. So how do we eliminate those distractions? There are many things in our lives that distract us. And the biggest one is right in our pocket almost every minute of the day. Our smartphone. Even if we turn it off or use apps to limit it, we still struggle to focus. So what's really going on? The root problem is this. First, there's dopamine involved in certain activities that makes us want more and more of that, like scrolling on the phone. And second, we have to understand that we don't seek distraction or entertainment. We seek comfort. And distraction is just a beautiful way to escape that discomfort. It's uncomfortable to stand in line without checking your phone. It is uncomfortable to get stuck in a song and not instantly ask AI for ideas. It's uncomfortable to practice something and not be good at it right away. So instead of sitting with that discomfort, we escape it. As Nir Eyal puts it, learn to deal with discomfort rather than escape it with distraction. And that's what deep work really is, being willing to stay with the uncomfortable. And that is something I had to learn myself. What helped me the most was starting to plan my days. Every evening I sit down and map out the next day. I write down my priorities and have my journal beside with my monthly goals so that I know what is important in my planning. And during deep work, I turn my phone off and put it in a drawer in another room. And every time I feel the urge to check it, I ask myself, why? If it's just boredom, I write it on a post-it note and come back to it later. But most of the time, the urge disappears. So now that you understand that distraction is just an escape from discomfort, you can start taking control again. And that leads us to something even bigger, and that is boredom. As a musician, I love creating, writing songs, producing, improvising. That's where I feel most alive. And the same goes for making these videos. So the best moments are those when I'm so focused that I completely forget everything around me. And that is the flow state. But entering that state today is harder than ever before because we're constantly distracted. So one of the most powerful things you can practice is boredom, because boredom builds patience, and patience allows you to go deeper. Go for a walk without your phone. Stand in line without checking messages. Just observe, and your mind will start to wander, because that's where creativity begins. So if you want to practice deep work, if you truly want to be creative, learn to embrace boredom. And yes, it might be uncomfortable, and you might be the weirdo just sitting there and doing nothing, but that's okay, because for most of human history, people were bored. And that's where ideas were born. So challenge yourself. Put the phone away. Sit with the discomfort and see what happens. As James Baldwin once said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. So I hope this video gave you helpful tools to access deep work for yourself. If it did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to dive deeper into topics like this, please join me in my Mindset Money newsletter. Link is in the description. And also let me know in the comments if you struggle to do deep work and what helps you to eliminate distractions. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next one.